What's going on, everybody? I'm about to go on a bike ride, and I thought that I would maybe show you kind of what I'm bringing along, kind of the gear I use, and how it's helping me so far. So the bike is a Giant Contend medium. I believe it's a 54-inch bike. Got it decked out right now. There's 2 Gatorades right here for my ride. Attached, I have a Garmin. It's gonna measure all my metrics and distance and stuff like that. Of course, gotta have the helmet. It is pretty lightweight. Lets air get in pretty well. I like it a good bit. These are my cycling shoes, so they have clips on the bottom, and those will go into this part of the pedal here. That allows you to really get a smooth connection when you're pedaling, so you involve a little bit more of your hamstrings as well. This will be the shirt that I'm wearing. It's very lightweight, it zips up, it wicks a lot of the sweat. And then some riding glasses to mainly keep the wind and debris out of my eyes. And then I got some kind of lightweight socks on, as well as some padded shorts. That is all pretty much that I am gonna have on my person while I'm riding. The goal is today to do about 20 to 30 miles. It's about 6:30 right now, so I should have ample time to at least get 20 to 25. We'll see about 30. But it's a beautiful day. Tacoma is on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. So last ride before then, just wanted to get my legs a little bit loose, kind of, but not too sore before the ride. So that is the goal, and I will likely do a check-in afterwards, but hope you guys like the kind of the gear tour. What's going on, guys? Just finished the bike ride. As of now, I'll show you guys the bike. Quick little 27 miles on the bike, just under 2 hours. I was pushing about 14 miles per hour, so nothing too crazy for me, but just wanted something that would give me a little bit of a challenge, but not absolutely wear me out for the bike ride on Saturday. And I could tell this is definitely something that did that job really well. I don't typically get too sore from just pure bike riding unless it's something like absurd distance, like over like 35, maybe more towards 50 is what I've done the most of. And usually that will get me pretty sore, but it's just such a different, I don't know, feeling than like a hard leg day or like squats or something like that. Because I did legs on Saturday and I squatted and they were very sore for like 2 days. But biking never really gives me that. It's more an overarching sense of fatigue that kind of hits you about 2 hours later. So hopefully I will experience that and get a good night's rest because I need it. But yeah, just to give you guys another look at the bike, I love it. It's super lightweight. I got the saddlebag on here. I keep a spare inner tube and tools to change it, plus a CO2 cartridge to put air in an inner tube. Drank my 2 Gatorades, super sugary. I should have brought some water as well. I have some in the car. And this is something I didn't point out the first time, but it's a little mirror so I can see behind me. So if I have like cars or something on the main road, it's really handy so I'm not looking over my shoulder all the time. But as you can see, it works pretty well. And then the Garmin, of course, which is awesome. So if we go here, I'll look at some more of my stats. This is I burned about 1,500 calories. I am not sure how accurate that is. My Apple Watch will usually say somewhere about 300 to 400 less. So I kind of just go off something in the middle. Regardless, I'm about to eat some real food. Worked up quite the appetite, so I'm gonna do that. Probably play around with this thing some more, getting it exported onto my laptop and everything, but get a good night's rest, and that should be it. Bike vlog out. Okay. So what you guys just saw was the Tuesday before the weekend in which I was completing my last ride. I wanted to go ahead and include it. It had some pretty good info on, my bike, some of the things it had on it, and what I was anticipating for the ride. What you'll see next is me, I believe, in the airport Friday morning. Unbeknownst to me, I'm going to miss the next flight, so if I seem a little good-spirited, it will not last. Good morning, everybody. We have just got to the airport right now, ready to board flight 1. about 45 minutes. It's from Louisville to Detroit, and we'll go from Detroit to Seattle. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half to Detroit, but I'm just kind of sitting around right now. I was walking around looking for some food. Going to be emphasizing a lot of carbohydrates today, so I'm going to be eating as much as I can in preparation for tomorrow, because we are currently less than 24 hours out from riding. I think we'll start at 8 a.m. Local time, so probably like 27 hours from now. But I feel good, rested, didn't work out yesterday. I'm not going to do anything today except like walking and lugging around my duffel bag and all that. But yeah, just kind of wanted to check in. I'll probably put everything trip related into one video, so looking forward to it. I might get some shots on the plane if I get a good window seat, but what's up, guys? So it is about a little over a week past the bike ride. I'm kind of doing this to fill in some of the gaps between some of the clips that I got. What I will do here is kind of give you the entire rundown of the delays that were faced and how that kind of played into the trip. So what we were planning to do was leave out of Louisville around Friday morning, go from Louisville to Detroit, and then Detroit to Seattle. Get to Seattle about 2:30 p.m. local time. Should have given us plenty of time to get from, or just to have in a hotel room, put our bikes together, drop off our items at the truck, and go to the starting point for the ride the next morning. So we get to the gate for our first flight. It gets about a 45-minute delay. Now, this wasn't inherently, it didn't seem like it was going to be that big of a deal. However, our connection was so tight in Detroit that was going to make us pretty much guaranteed to miss our connecting flight from Detroit to Seattle. So, talked with the flight agent. We had them reroute us to a later flight around noon on Friday to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta we were supposed to go to Seattle, get there about, I think, 6 p.m. local time. So a little bit of a setback, but it really was not that big of a deal. We'd still have plenty of time to assemble the bikes, make the drop-off deadline, and get plenty of rest before. So we were going about the travel pretty smoothly. I was still continuing to try and be on top of nutrition, eating plenty of carbohydrates the day before, just fueling up. Got to Atlanta, that was no problem. Probably had to, I think there was like a brief 1 to 2 hour layover there, and then we were boarding the plane, and as soon as I was getting on the plane, I was the first person to get stopped to get on to the plane. I was like at the door of it, and then some sort of medical emergency required EMS to board the plane. Luckily, I don't think anyone was in serious health concern or danger, but they did have to go through the whole process, and that delayed our boarding by about 45 or so minutes. And so once we finally got all boarded, I guess the way the tarmac works is that you kind of lose your spot in line if you face a delay. So we were waiting again for a opening in the departure schedule to get in the air. In waiting, we had to wait quite a while. I believe we jumped to like 18th in line to take off. So in that time, we also encountered some rain that came through, which prohibited us from taking off even further. We idled on the tarmac for almost 2 hours, so getting a little frustrated at this point, as you can imagine. We were starting to be a little concerned that we would be able to get our luggage dropped off at the place, our bike boxes and whatnot. We finally take off. We're projected to get there around 8 p.m. local time, so still was going to be fine. Not ideal, but everything was going to be okay. Because of the amount of idling we did on the tarmac, as well as some rerouting we had to do in air around some storms, we used up too much fuel to safely get to Seattle, so we had to ground in Salt Lake City, Utah. It was there that the flight was then delayed the next morning until about 9 a.m. Saturday. Granted, we were supposed to start riding at 6 a.m. Saturday in Seattle. So at this point, the first day was a lost cause. A lot of disappointment came from that. Really wanted to get the whole experience It's not really something you can kind of plan for, you know, in hindsight. Maybe taking direct flight out of another airport would have been a good idea, as well as, you know, maybe just leaving a day or two earlier. It wasn't necessarily in the cards for us, and we didn't, you know, anticipate to face these delays. Nonetheless, we stay the night in Salt Lake City, get on a flight, get to Seattle around noon, and then from Seattle, we took an Amtrak train about 2 hours to the small city called Centralia, Washington. We had to walk from the train station to the campus. It's only about a half mile, but lugging all of our cargo, it was a pretty terrible walk, I'm not gonna lie. From there, it was pretty smooth sailing. I believe the next clip you're gonna see now is me in Salt Lake City. What's going on, guys? A bit of unfortunate news. We were supposed to arrive in Seattle around 2 p.m. yesterday, the 10th. A series of very unfortunate events has led to an almost 24-hour delay. We are now in Salt Lake City. We had to stay the night here. I had to ground a plane. That's a whole story. I'll probably explain it later. But we are now on a flight to Seattle, getting there around 10 a.m. local time. We're going to miss the first half of the ride. It's really unfortunate. Just how it is sometimes. We are attempting to hop on a train once we get to Seattle to the midway point where we would have stayed tonight anyway, and then just do the second half of the ride and then end in Portland, which was the plan. But circumstances are not always ideal. In this case, they were very not ideal. We are in Salt Lake City. Never been to Utah. The mountains are pretty cool to see, so that is a plus. Other than that, pretty disappointed, but we're going to try and make the best out of the rest of the trip and get some sort of bike riding in. Regardless, I didn't come this far just to come this far, so just a little update on that, but hopefully there will be some more biking later. The next clip you might see is when we finally made it to Centralia, and then I'll be kind of showing you the quarters we were staying in that night, as well as giving a brief pre-bike pep talk, or, you know, kind of synopsis, which I'll leave in whatever I don't cover in this. What's going on? So after about 30 or so hours of delay, 30 to 35 hours of total delay, we have made it. I'm sitting in the tent right now. I'll do a little tour of the venue, probably on my way to the shower, but it's really cool. We are in Centralia, Washington, in between Seattle and Portland. We still do have 106 miles tomorrow, so we'll still get that magical 3-digit number on my Garmin, which I was just really what I wanted to see. Extremely tired. It's just been one thing after another. We had to get on a train. Just for the first time getting to like lay down and like not stress, because it's not even 8 here yet, and like we're about to go to sleep just how tired we are. Plan for tomorrow is wake up, start riding around 5:30, finish by hopefully 2 or 3, and then the rest of my time here on the West Coast is purely pleasure. I think we have a wine tour planned, and then some Japanese themed gardens and stuff like that, and plenty of good food. I'm definitely going to need it after tomorrow, so burn a lot of calories on that ride, but there should be plenty of nutrition available. But yeah, so we're staying in a tent tonight, me and my dad. Probably get some clips of our bikes and maybe just the venue. We're at the Centralia College campus. Extremely small school up here, but that'll be it for this clip. But what's going on, guys? So currently 8:45 p.m. Local time. Planning to start riding about 5:30 in the morning. I got my good buddy here wishing me good luck for the ride tomorrow. So tomorrow should be a little over 100. Not the 200 I was looking for, but with the circumstances, I'll take what I can get. There's a dining hall. I had some pasta for dinner and like half a sandwich, and then I'm just gonna be sipping on some electrolytes tonight, and then tomorrow they should have some pancakes and whatnot, and I'll make sure to electrolyte up. But have plenty of nutrition on me, as well as they have plenty throughout the stops. So being hungry or dehydrated or undernourished is not really a concern as much, especially afterwards. We're gonna do a lot of good eating and some really good food around here, so a little more exploring Portland the next 2 days after. I'll bring the camera on the ride. I got a little backpack. I'd like to get as many photos as I can. Obviously, riding is the main priority, but I do want to, keep everyone informed how I'm doing. And, maybe you've never seen a bike ride quite like this one, so maybe it'll open your eyes a little bit. But hopefully to get some action shots as well. It should be really good. I'm not nervous yet. I'm sure I'll probably get some jitters once the night progresses and maybe become a little restless, but I am dog tired. I anticipate a good night's rest, and I get to go into it with fresh legs, which a lot of people can't say the same here because they rode 92 miles today. So at the end of the day, still getting a huge ride. Still supposed to be more scenic tomorrow than it was today anyway, so I'm going to benefit from that a great deal. But the weather here is perfect. There is no humidity. It's going to be a little hot tomorrow, about 90, but still with no humidity, that should be just fine considering I've done training in the humid Ohio Valley region primarily. So looking forward to a bit of a difference in weather and just the feeling afterwards. It should be great. I think they have beer at the finish line, which I did not want to vlog almost at all as we were traveling. The delays had me in quite the bad mood. Pretty upset about missing yesterday. What are you gonna do, right? Life goes on. We're gonna make the best of what we got. Killed. Bike vlog out. Good morning. It is 5:10 a.m. We're getting loaded up, ready to ride. That's the outfit for today. Little stars and stripes. We got the bikes ready to go. This is our headquarters last night. But right now, I'm just trying to eat anything I can prior to the ride. Not much else to say, but to do it. Here we are. What's going on, guys? We are currently about 45 miles into the 108-mile ride of today. I feel pretty good, honestly. The weather here is nothing like I'm used to. The humidity is like genuinely probably sub 10%, so really, like, it's warm. It's definitely in the 80s or 90s, but it does not feel nearly as bad to say as if it were humid as well. But they kind of have like a little like halfway-ish point for like food. So I got like a sandwich and some chips and like a bunch of granola bars and fruit and stuff like that. Don't want to eat too much because I'm about to go ride the other half of it, so just enough to kind of refuel me back up without absolutely just becoming lethargic. But doing good on nutrition, trying to eat some sort of carbohydrate every 10 miles or 45 minutes, whatever comes first. But right now it's a lot of fun. Not any crazy scenery you can kind of see here. There's maybe like some mountains in the background. Nothing jaw-dropping, but it sure beats Kentucky. But yeah, I don't want to stay here too long, but the experience is pretty crazy. The rest of the ride went as flawlessly as it could go. My watch and Garmin did die about mile 88, 89. From there to like mile 106, I was completely blind on what distance we were at, but it was a lot of riding on a main highway, pretty flat, little ups and downs, but for the most part, it was not inherently too difficult as far as, big climbs or anything like that. I think we crossed the finish line around 4, which we were planning to be done around 3, and then the whole tire situation ate about an hour, so we were maintaining good pace, about a 14-mile-an-hour average over, 100 miles, I was pretty proud with that. So that was kind of a story of how we didn't maybe get the entire experience, but I know I mentioned it in other clips. I don't know if I'll work it in, kind of like I'm narrating the clips or not, but yeah, that was what happened kind of during the ride, filling in some of those gaps. After the ride, it was great. My family met me at the finish line.
We got all of our stuff and then went to our hotel. And then after that, it was just kind of a pleasant vacation day, a couple of vacation days. Just doing some sightseeing. I'll throw in probably a couple clips of some of the waterfalls we saw. What's going on, guys? So, haven't done a ton of filming. I've just been trying to kind of enjoy the trip as much as I can. But just kind of to recap, was able to successfully do the entire second day of the race. It was 105 miles. It was great. I really was thinking it was going to be over. I had a inner tube pop on me, but it did it in such a way that it ruptured kind of in a very critical spot for the tire. It needed a new tire, and then it looked like we were out of luck. By some grace, a bike repair truck pulls into this gas station, and they have the tire that we need. So we slapped that on. That ate about an hour. We finished the ride. It took about 7 hours of total like biking time, and probably about close to 9 or 10 like start to finish real time. So started at about 6:30 a.m. ended at about 4:30 p.m. So it was very fun. I wasn't nearly as sore as I thought I was going to be. I really didn't experience any like major soreness, which is really weird, but it was plenty hydrated and nourished during that ride. Had probably, I think the burn, like the Garmin was telling me that it was burning somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 calories, and during the ride I think I probably ate about 2,000 if I had to estimate, of just like pretty much just sugar. There was a couple stops where I got like a sandwich and stuff, but Gatorade, bars, gels, gummies, things like that, fruit, plenty of water, which is kind of crazy. Another thing was that I drank so much water, but I think I only stopped to use the restroom once for the entire ride, so that just goes to show that I was sweating out so much liquid. But besides that, finished the ride. It was a great feeling. Later that night, went and got pizza, went right to sleep, slept for about 9 or 10 hours here. Woke up yesterday, we did a bit of walking around, some eating, a bit of a wine tour and kind of scenic route thing. Today woke up, kind of same deal, coffee, pastries. We were going to go to the Japanese garden tour here in Oregon. It was unfortunately closed on Tuesday. That was like the one thing I really wanted to do. It's a bummer, but I've had plenty of those this trip, so it is what it is. Did see the rose garden. I got a lot of cool pictures playing around with different settings on the camera, taking pictures of up close things and whatnot. I still think it was a good trip there, and then ate lunch at this really good Thai place. Headed back to the hotel for a little bit, which I'm at now. Did some shopping. I actually got this really cool shirt that I like. So I can't show you the back of it. It's got like a deer or something on it. I don't know. I love the color. But let me show you guys our view out of the hotel room. I think they mistakenly like unbooked us and told us they'd give us a room with a view. So that is a view indeed, if I would call it one. Call these the twin syringes at the convention center here in Oregon. About to head to a Japanese restaurant, which I am excited for. I'm gonna get some sort of Japanese taste tonight, so if it wasn't the garden, it'll be in sushi and other dishes like that. But other than that, flight leaves here around 11:30 tomorrow, so I will likely be traveling all day plus the 3-hour jump, so I'll be getting in probably in the late evening if there are no layovers. Hopefully I got all those out of the way. But yeah, that has been the trip thus far. I didn't film anything, I think, after like the first stop on the actual bike ride that day, but there's just so much going on. I wish I could have, but I did get some pictures, so it should be, I'll try to compile this into whatever kind of video. I'll probably post it after I do the pull day from, I think, the 9th, maybe. Other than that, that was probably the longest consecutive vlog I've done. I got this really cool low spray hat. that too. So goes well with my Osprey bag. But yeah, if this is the end, then this is the end. Portland vlog out.